Wagwan, beautiful people.
What's up,
welcome
guys?
once again to another episode of Cooking with Nino. Today I will be reaping some of my pesto leaves. I'll be getting the
He
pesto.
means his basil.
Oh.
Basil.
You know what I mean. Be getting the basil, the leaves, and we're going to be taking this inside and we're going to be getting some pesto together. We're going to be using some pine nuts and some garlic and olive oil and some Parmesan cheese, and let me tell you, it's going to be kicking. So
Let's get cooking.
All right, guys, so I've got tools of the trade right here. I got my little bowl and my scissor, and I'm going to be clipping off my basil plant, and I'm going to be getting those basil leaves right off of there. All right, so we're just going to remove all these stems. We're going roughly around, 3/4 of the way down.
Now guys, you got to keep trimming your basil plants because you don't want it going to seed. Now you see, like here, this one here, once it gets into focus, that's about to go to seed. So you want to keep trimming so that the plant will not go to seed and keep giving you beautiful leaves throughout the season. Now this is the second time that we're harvesting from this plant. It smells amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. Well, this is it, guys. I've got an entire bowl full. I'm going to take these inside. I'm going to remove all the leaves and get ready and all set to make my pesto. I'm going to really just grab close to the leaves, and I'm just going to pluck each leaf right off of that stem. Okay, as I get all my leaves ready to produce my delicious pesto.
Now what do you do with the stems?
I just discard them, or you can actually use them in a dish, such as if you're making a stew or you're making potatoes or whatever you want to add it to. But right now, for me, I'm just interested in the leaves. Okay, guys. So with my pesto or my basil rather, I'm going to be adding 1 cup of pine nuts. Okay, so it's raw pine nuts, but I'm going to put it in the oven and I'm going to roast them. Just add a little bit of olive oil to them, and I'm going to roast them, and the flavor is going to be wonderful. So just put them on a baking sheet and just spread them out as much as you can. All right. I mean, you can either choose to drizzle a little olive oil on there, or you can choose not to. Okay. In this case, I don't think I'm going to put in the olive oil because I'm going to be putting some olive oil in my garlic when I roast my garlic, which I'm going to be doing in a pan. Okay. I'm just getting this all set up. And as I get it all flattened out, I've got my oven set at 350 degrees. I'm going to put this in for roughly about 6 or 7 minutes for it to get nicely toasted. So as my pine nuts gets roasted in the oven, I'm also going to roast off my garlic. And again, guys, this is so important because it brings out the flavor both in the pine nuts and in the garlic. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be adding roughly about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to be adding to my garlic, and I'm going to be roasting them, just covering them with the olive oil. But interestingly enough, what I'm going to be doing with this, I'm not going to put this in the oven. I'm going to be doing this on the stove top because I've got the garlic roasting or the pine nuts roasting in the oven. I'm going to be doing the garlic on the stove top to get them both roasted and nicely flavored. Burst of flavors are going to be popping out of them, and then I'm going to be combining all my ingredients to make that fantastic pesto that's going to go great with your pasta dish. So again, I'm roasting off my garlic. I've got roughly around 15 cloves of garlic just hanging out in the pan with some olive oil, and I'm just extracting all the flavor from the garlic. I've got it under a medium heat. I don't want to get it burning or anything, just to get the flavor popping. We can also do this in the oven, as you know, but at this moment I plan to do it on the stove top to just get the flavors bursting.
Smells amazing in here.
And it does smell lovely with the smell of garlic, roasted garlic. It's absolutely lovely. I'm going to take a couple of minutes.
Yeah, what are you guys up to in there?
Who's this?
Me.
Oh, check it out. I'm just getting some garlic ready. I'm roasting off some garlic because I'm going to be adding this to my basil, my pine nuts, which I've got in the oven roasting. Let's check that out. It's doing good.
Oh, let's see.
Check that out.
Ooh.
Pine nuts just roasting away. They're going
Are
to
they
get
supposed
nice
to change color? Or
They're going to get nice color on them. They're going to get nice and golden.
Oh, nice.
Okay, but what it is, I'm just trying to bring out the flavor in them.
Smells good.
Okay, yeah, it's lovely. You should smell the finished product.
I can smell the garlic.
So this is Leighton, everybody. This is my brother Leighton.
I mean, just got back from Niagara.
Oh yeah,
Everybody
here we go.
wish Leighton a happy birthday. He just came back from Niagara Falls. It was his birthday. So he's here to witness the making of the pesto.
He said he had a lovely time. He says Niagara Falls is open. It's open for business, guys, so check it out. Go down and spend some money. All you American family, you guys just come on over. We welcome you. Bring those greenbacks over here and have some fun.
Yes. Back to the garlic. Ooh, look at the color on
And the
that.
colors are just popping and the flavor is just going on. And
You can smell that
oh
garlic.
yeah, oh yeah. So at this point, because I've got my pan nice and hot and the garlic are roasting and they're changing color, I'm just gonna turn my stove off. I'm just gonna allow the pan itself to cool down and continue to roast those garlic cloves. And I'm just flipping them over just so I can get some color on the other side, because if you get the flavor bursting in this, guys, it is absolutely amazing. I'm also gonna cool this down. And generally when I make my pesto in the past, I've always used just raw garlic as well as raw pine nuts. This time around I decided to change it up a little bit and roast it, because knowing as well that the flavor just bursts, and when it bursts, it pops. So right now I'm just grating some Parmesan cheese. I'm going to be kneading this to add to my mixture. So just getting it roughly about 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I've got my basil, and I'm going to be washing my basil before I get them all blended up. Just got to get them washed off. Get my basil all washed, get them drained. So I've got all my basil all washed up, ready to go. I've got my pine nuts toasted. As you can see, look at the wonderful color in that pine nuts. I've got my garlic all roasted. Everything is nice and cool. My Parmesan cheese all grated. And of course, I've got my olive oil all set to add all my ingredients together. So we're gonna put everything together and we're gonna make this wonderful pesto. Oh, there we go, just losing a couple of leaves there, but we'll try to minimize the loss. And once we get that in, to this we're going to add our pine nuts. We're just going to get all the pine nuts in there. As well, we're going to be putting in our roasted garlic with our olive oil. We're going to be putting all of that ingredients in the pan. The olive oil is just wonderful because we're going to be adding some more olive oil to that. I've got some little pink Himalayan sea salt. I'm going to add roughly about a teaspoon of that. As well, I've got some cracked peppers, some cracked black peppers. Going to add some of that. All right. And to that, I'm going to be adding roughly about, we'll say about a half a cup of olive oil. Just going to pour that in there. All that lovely flavor just combining and just getting to know each other and just having a party. So you can imagine when this is all blended up and we can refrigerate this for, I would imagine this could last for several months just being stored. But I have so many people that want the pesto that I'm not going to have any left over by the time this is all done. All my friends and family are going to be waiting around for me to make this lovely pesto.
So you said a half a cup of olive oil?
That was a half a cup.
Okay.
That was a half a cup plus a little bit.
Oh, okay, because
is
that
just
looks like a lot for a half a
It's
cup.
just kind of kicking it up a little
Okay.
bit. And I've got roughly about a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to add that. Look at that. All a bunch of goodness. Get it all covered. Get my lid on the lovely Vitamix here. And I'm going to get this going. Done. So we've got a lovely pesto, and I'm gonna have to get me a little spoon because I'm gonna have to give this a try. Make sure that everything is just the way it's supposed to be. Oh my goodness. The burst of flavor, the garlic, the pine nuts, the basil, olive oil, everything just combined. It's absolutely lovely. So I'm gonna be bottling this and getting ready for some pasta dishes, guys. So if you like this episode and you really enjoy this pesto, you take a look down below as you click onto the ad and you will see the ingredients. I'm going to put a list of ingredients there. So I hope you enjoy this episode and stay tuned for the next.